We could replay that video at some point of him making an appearance on the hall. There's a court officer, I believe, who enters before him, doesn't hold the door open for him, and the former president actually has to push the door open for himself.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. Well, it was the greatest day of their lives for the leftist media this week. They went wall-to-wall Tuesday with coverage of Donald Trump's arraignment on charges by the far-left Soros-backed Manhattan D.A. Alvin Bragg. I mean, CNN went to bore real early, psychoanalyzing Trump's drive to the courthouse.
It's just stunning to see these images, him driving through this city, which he knows so well, has driven down the FDR Drive, which he's driving down right now, looking at buildings, probably scoping them out. What do you think is going through his mind today?
Well, I can't imagine, to John's point, I mean, I've ridden in a motorcade with him more times than I can count, and this is a much smaller motorcade than the former president is used to. He's not in the beast. He's not wearing in a car with the presidential seal. And I'm sitting here as a former staffer thinking, glad to not be in the car with him. I just, as much as we've all speculated on his mood and how he feels about this, I know him well enough to say he's not happy about this.
He's not happy about a politicized indictment. Wow, that's incredibly insightful, CNN. What other sizzling insights do you have to offer?
We could replay that video at some point of him making an appearance on the hall. There's a court officer, I believe, who enters before him, doesn't hold the door open for him, and the former president actually has to push the door open for himself, which is probably the first time he's had to do that in quite some time.
Whoa, he opened a door. It's pretty funny to CNN, but not quite as funny as CNN's insight to analyzing photos.
That is someone whose lips are pursed, his eyes are small. He's looking right at the cameras because he knows that they are there and what they're there to do. This is a frustrating moment for someone.
It was frustrating, just not one of those jovial indictments that people enjoy. Of course, the media only seems to like indictments when GOP members are involved. I mean, it really wasn't all that long ago that Democratic presidential hopeful John Edwards was indicted for using donated campaign money to cover up an affair that he was having. But back then, the media had a completely different take.
Welcome back. Our big question this week: does it strike you as appropriate for the Justice Department to go after John Edwards with a criminal investigation of the use of donated money for Edwards' mistress and their daughter? Joe Klein.
Leave him alone. I mean, why waste our effort on that when we haven't indicted a single banker after the crash of 2008?
Andrew, do you like the smell of this case?
No, I don't. And I agree entirely with my esteemed colleague, Joe, that we should focus on the people who plunge this country.
We got enough real crime out there. We're not worried about this stuff.
It's not really worth talking about on MSNBC when a Democrat does it. But this Tuesday, hey, MSNBC was plastering all the Trump indictment coverage, all the hatred they could possibly spew, until Trump was right about to take the stage and give his take on the situation.
It is just getting started. So far, he's just giving his normal list of grievances. We don't consider that necessarily newsworthy, and there's a cost to us as a news organization of knowingly broadcasting untrue things. So our deal with you is that we will monitor these remarks. If he does say anything newsworthy, we will turn them around and report on that right away. But for now, just know that it's happening, and we're not taking it.
He couldn't possibly have MSNBC viewers actually hear him and defend himself after he was persecuted all day, because MSNBC is so true to journalism.
And there's a cost to us as a news organization of knowingly broadcasting untrue things.
Yeah, Maddow would never broadcast untrue things now, would she?
Right? Instead of the virus being able to hop from person to person to person, potentially mutating and becoming more virulent and drug resistant along the way, now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person. A vaccinated person gets exposed to the virus. The virus does not infect them. The virus cannot then use that person to go anywhere else. It cannot use a vaccinated person as a host to go get more people. That means the vaccines will get us to the end of this if we just go fast enough.
Those COVID vaccines, it stops it dead in the tracks. Can't get them fast enough, right, Rachel? So very, very true. Now, MSNBC can't get mad fast enough when they see that Trump is raising millions off the indictment.
Since this indictment was announced, according to his campaign, he's raised $8 million. In the last 24 hours, in the motorcade on the way to the airport, he's on Truth Social, send me a check. First thing this morning, this is my last email before I'm arrested. And then as he entered the DA's office to get fingerprinted, his campaign sends out an email.
Of course, she did mention that Adam Shifty Schiff and the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee PAC that, raises money for Democratic senators, well, they issued fundraising drives at the same time off of the Trump indictment. But this is MSNBC, and Democrats are allowed to do anything. It's okay. It's a long-standing tradition there. Remember.
This looks like one of those things you read about in third world countries or in India or somewhere, or Pakistan, where they get somebody who's been out of office a couple of years, get them while they're down, hit them with some incredible charge with campaign funding that nobody's ever heard of before, and put them away for a while. It just looks like revenge against the party, against somebody who lost an election.
Perfectly okay if a Democrat does it. Once the indictment was done, the biased media Trump bashing certainly was not. ABC was gleeful about Mike Pence agreeing to testify in front of a grand jury.
Trump's once loyal vice president is just the latest former aide compelled to testify by a federal judge, a sign that special counsel Jack Smith's probe is closing in on Trump's role, including in the January 6th attack itself.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol.
Smith is also investigating Trump's alleged mishandling of classified documents.
Now, why edit that Trump clip so short, ABC? I mean, I think you may have missed something.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
Very interesting where they cut away there, because doubting election integrity, again, it's something only leftists can do. Just ask The View this week.
Because, it's clear that the Republican Party is the party of dinosaurs, right? 1897. It's clear that they don't have any proposals. They don't have a platform right now. It's just grievance politics. It's just scaring people. What I worry about is they still want power. And when you still want power, the only way to get it when you don't have a platform is by cheating.
Denying elections and accusing people of cheating right on the air. Doesn't matter, you're a leftist. The rules don't apply to them. Here's another example. As the Tennessee House of Representatives prepared to vote on Thursday to expel 3 Democratic lawmakers for disrupting proceedings by leading anti-gun rights demonstrators inside the House chamber, well, CNN Chief National Affairs Correspondent Jeff Zeleny argued it just doesn't matter if Democrats break the rules.
This inside baseball, these rules, no one cares about the rules of the Tennessee House. Voters, I'm guessing, certainly Democrats.
I'm guessing it's certain that Democrats and the leftist media don't care about rules or facts. It's their feelings that matter the most. I'm Eric Shiner for MRC-TV, asking you to head over to the MRC homepage. Click on the donation button to support videos like this one. Visit MRCTV.org for the latest in videos, entertainment, and information. And please like, share, and subscribe to these videos on the platforms that let you see us. We'll be back next week with another look at leftist media madness.